Right on.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Got the big head Brompton. Big head Brompton race. What's up? I don't know what to expect. All I know is I look good in tweed. And Scotty the squirrel never looked better in my back pocket. More natural setting for him to be surrounded by the brown. This really does feel like a UPS commercial. What does brown do for you? Oh man, here we go. 15 seconds. Start of the World Championship Brompton race, range 1. We are in the 510 to 650 category with 5 seconds left. Here we go. Oh, oh. Can't quite see with the heads. And I wish I could race with the angled rear facing. Oh, you know what? I should have switched hats. Something a little more appropriate.
So when I saw people wearing the leather hats and the other non-helmet type hats, I was like, oh man, I should have switched to something that matched the tweed. But yeah, this was, boy oh boy, this was a race. And so as we approach this steep hill, I knew things were going to be fire. I wasn't sure how this bike was going to perform on it. So as always, just decided to go for it. You see someone there off the front. And as we all start to kind of recognize what's happening, we all start to push forward. And while this isn't a, terribly difficult hill, it's about a, 30, 45 second effort overall. It's still a difference maker even on this kind of race. Now, I thought, this being the virtual Brompton World Championship that Zwift is putting on, I thought it was going to be more of an exhibition race. And so I didn't think people were going to take it as seriously as we all did. Because you'll see, like, as we approach the sprint, I, put a little bit of a dig because I'm recognizing that the big head is really, really getting in the way. Really getting in the way. And so make it through the sprint, get through this U-turn, and as you see, people are pushing on, pushing hard. I'm doing, 6 watts per kilogram just to kind of stay in contention with this front group. Now, I do want to bring this front guy back. My focus this whole race was I was not going to let anyone get too far off the front. I wanted to keep pulling, keep bringing people back so that way, we all kind of stayed together. Because at this point, it was attack after attack after attack after attack. Like, there was no easing up. You see, again, I'm having to push out 500 watts, 400, mid 400s just to stay with this group. And it's not really at least I don't think it's an issue or it's a representation of the bike. Like, we were having a blast on the Brompton. Those things go quick. You can see we're holding 40-ish watts, 45, 46 kilometers an hour. The pace is picking up. Going uphill, like we were going up that 1%, picking up speed, and as we hit the 0% here, kind of coast a little bit, but you can see the pace is still pushing off the front. These guys are not easing at all, and so per usual, I'm trying to, get up to the back of the group, but I'm not trying to push so hard that I fly through it. As my shirt's changing colors there to match the top half. Because it is getting brutal, absolutely brutal. We're almost 15 minutes into the race, and I've already surged about a dozen times, it feels like. And so once again, someone off the front, pushing hard, and we kind of continue playing this game. And at this point, I was wondering why all the attacks? Because it was not always the same person, but you would get one person that roll off the front, push hard, and then another person would kind of roll through, and then the same person initially would kind of do the same thing, and it was just that constant like back and forth attack. You can see my graph littered with red. We do have some breaks in between there, where the action kind of stalls out a little bit. You know, you see the person using their draft coming around, and everybody, you know, we all start to get back together, and that's the repeated energy that ends up happening throughout this race. Someone attacks, we all pull, or I pull, or someone else pulls, and then all of a sudden we come back together, hang out for a little bit, and then it happens all over again. And so as we go down, whichever road this is, kind of wish in the Zwift navigation they had like a, hey, you're on Main Street, you're on, I know we're, you know, right next to the River Thames, but it'd be nice to know what road we're on.
The attack to come from.
And so, as you heard there, I did not at all expect the attacks to be on that flat section. Like, yeah, I understand it was long and flat, and really just kind of, I don't feel like the attacks were worth it, because as you can see, you know, there's only one rider that's 4 seconds off the front, 5 seconds off the front. So I move up, do what I do, because this is where, again, this is where my training happens. This is where I develop that, you know, 1 minute plus power of being able to stay in the, you know, upper 4s, lower 5 watts per kilogram, and just dig in and give the best effort I can. So as you can see, I'm still approaching the rider that's 4 seconds ahead. He's holding his distance, but as we climb this 2%, I know I'm starting to bring him back. I'm starting to, so while I was riding, I'm seeing his avatar grow little by little in my view. And so I knew that it was gonna, you know, we were gonna catch him for sure. Now, I'm always looking to see whether or not I'm making any sort of gap behind me, but fortunately, no gaps behind me. So everyone was able to basically plow through, and then I could latch onto their wheels and continue that momentum. But the rider in front still has 5 seconds. He's still up there. And so Mr. Danielson is holding strong. And he's not pushing that hard. He's, you know, was under 4 watts per kilogram. Now he's pushing it. You know, as we hit this flat spot, everybody's starting to come back together. You know, the group is about a second ahead of me, or so, but we're strung out enough to where I know I'm not going to get dropped at this point. But I do need to make sure that I don't let the effort get the best of me. And so as we all start to come together, we're hitting this downhill, and I'm like, all right, I know we got, you know, we're hitting this downhill. I can use my momentum to kind of pull myself forward. And then on this last climb, I can start pushing the pace, because even though my heart rate's in the 170s, I'm still feeling good. Legs are feeling good, feeling like I can, you know, give maximum effort. Now, this is on the Monday Mafia day. So I've got ZRL the next day. And this was all starting to play in my mind, because I decided, you know, I want to go for it. I want to race, make sure that, you know, I'd been off the bike for 3 days or so, but I want to make sure that my legs are essentially warmed up for, you know, for ZRL for the next day. And so as we hit this hill, push hard on the climb, again, holding, you know, 4 or 5 watts per kilogram, popping into the 6 watts per kilogram, starting to close the gap on the riders in front of me. Hit this little flat part and just do my best to keep the momentum going, because I know that if I lose too much steam here, we won't end up catching them. There's enough hill left to where they could at least keep that 1-2 second gap, and then once we get to the sprint, that's where the biggest, you know, hurdle is gonna happen. And so as we all start to come back together on this 2%, it's just a matter of staying the course. Now, I did end up using my power up because I wanted to draft as much as possible. Now, I wasn't really paying attention to how the finish line looked. I should have saved my draft for the finish line, and you'll see why here in just a moment. And so I give another dig to make sure I get over the top of this hill with this front group, because while there is someone off the back, they're not really like there's not as much of a split amongst this group. Like everybody's kind of scattered within, a second or two of each other between front to back. And so we do kind of almost go single file here, which you can't really see beyond my big head. Because again, the big bobblehead really wasn't the best. Like it's fun for robo pacing and whatnot, but probably not the best for racing because it does give you a big blind spot. And so with about 1.2 kilometers to go, now it's just a matter of bringing it home. And so everybody's kind of staying together. You see the group is starting to relax a bit, sort of. Starting to relax a bit, starting to, get their second wind. Now I did think about pushing the pace here because I know that I can, if I wanted to, I could get out of the saddle, hold, 400 or 500 watts for the next kilometer and, really make everybody work. I've done it before in, different training rides and races. And so it would be hard. But again, my objective was I wanted to race. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to soften the legs a little bit, but I didn't want to leave myself in a vulnerable position for the following day's ZRL stage because 3 times up the Fox Hill was not fun. Absolutely was not fun. And so we're just kind of cruising along. You see the rider off the front pushing the pace a bit, starting to stretch the group out. My watts are starting to come back up. Their distance is starting to grow. Everybody's fire socks start to launch. Now we're 500 meters out. That is an exceptionally long sprint for most people. Most people want to wait till like 200 meters to go, 150 meters to go. And so I push my sprint. I'm starting to, stretch the group out a little more, catch the rider in front of me, now holding that second position. And as I cross the line, I just kind of let myself drift. And I I should have pushed it. I should have kept it going. My heart rate, as you can see, got into the upper 180s, 188 there, almost 190. And so I should have kept it going. I had it in my legs to go a little bit further, but just decided to kind of ease off. I didn't think I was going to lose as many positions as I did. I honestly thought I would stay second place, maybe third place, because I knew there was someone behind me. But I didn't expect to go all the way down to 7th.
Not bad. I should have gone all the way through to the finish. That was a long sprint though. I think 600 meters, 500 meters. Just after I ramp up. It was fun though. And considering no honey today, just electrolytes, ketone salts, and BCAAs. No water. Regular water. That's fine. That was good racing. Good racing. We cruise around on Brompton a little bit more. This tomorrow, we'll be back in London. Tell you what, that's the difference. Difference between 1st and 7th place is the ability to go long. If you can't go long, you don't get the prize at the end of the rainbow or at the end of the pink road.